Welcome, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Would you all please rise for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here. And Stephanie, could you do the roll call for us?
Sure. Trustee Machado? Here. Trustee Ruggiero?
Here.
Mayor Martin?
Here.
Trustee Forlano?
Here.
And Trustee Hughes?
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
We have our minutes in the binder from the March 3rd meeting. Just had a chance to take a look at them. And I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as sent.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and I have the abstracts here. Let's see. We have the water abstract is $21,620.16. Sewer abstract $43,937.01. Capital water well field is $1,720. And the capital sewer wastewater treatment expansion, $324,075.65. I'll entertain a motion to accept the abstracts as read.
Second. Oh, go ahead.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Thank you, and this goes to Nick. Thank you. Okay, do you have a few comments? I'm gonna keep them really brief. Yeah, we should start announcing that our Memorial Day Parade will be May 26th at 1 o'clock. The lineup is at 12:15 on Church Street. We've already sent out invitations to local fire departments and organizations to hopefully join us on that day. So please join us if you can. I wanted to let you know, I attended the State of the County address that County Executive Sue Serino gave. Trustee Ruggiero was there, and also Commissioner Schofield. So thank you both for attending. Most of what the county executive her message to us was the lives we touch. And we reflected back on the year of different programs, different changes, different outreach to different members of our community. The focus mostly was on senior citizens, EMS, and the new supplemental ambulance coverage that the county is offering to help us. The mental health, they're expanding mental health resources for children, which I thought was wonderful. And they have a lot of really good public education going out to the public. Also economic development and agriculture. So there's some new farming grants and gardening grants and just a lot of really good things coming out of the county executive's office. They are launching a new anti-vaping video campaign for students in our area. They're increasing early education about vaping for children, about anti-vaping, because one of the points that the county executive did make is you have to start it early, this kind of education and information. So a lot of good stuff going on at the county. So we thank our county executive for that. Also, I wanted to let everybody know that we are partnering with the library for Earth Day. We are going to be cleaning up the park, Sarah Taylor Park, April 26th at 1:30. So if anybody's available, you can donate 5 minutes of your time or the whole morning. Whatever time you have available. we have a lot of fun doing it, and it's a great way for us to celebrate Earth Day in our own neighborhood. Also, I wanted to let you know that the village hall is going to be being used for a defensive driving course that is available to the public. There is a sign up required. You can look that up on the website or the library, Blodgett Library's website. That class is going to be given April 5th, and it is being held here from 9 to 3. So that's what I have tonight. With that, I am going to open it up to the departments, and the first one is our attorney.
Mary, you just handed me the draft in the municipal agreement in the village of Fishkill and the Glen Fire District. And I just read over that agreement. It relates to a shipping container which the village fire department owns. And they want to store it on the Glen Fire District's property. And that will be part of the Glen Fire District's training facility, and the village will have full access to the shipping container. So I have no problems with the wording of this agreement, but I know the board members haven't seen it yet.
Mhm.
I'm going to give it back to you. And perhaps the next meeting,
Okay,
we'll have a chance to review it. I have to review it.
okay,
The one thing I'd like the clerk to do is investigate the insurance requirements,
okay, on our end. Okay,
because there are insurance provisions in this agreement.
okay. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this agreement with the village clerk, and then we'll ask her to look into that. This is from Ian McDonald Jr. From Mackey Butts and Whalen. He's representing the Slater Chemical Fire Department in this case. Right. So we'll do that then. We'll leave this for the clerk, and then we'll have this ready for the next meeting. Okay,
I have Mary reported that I received a letter from accepting in EPA's office.
yes,
Starting some forms that have to be filled out and filed with his office in order to move forward with the post tax law. And then,
for the hotel tax,
okay.
right,
And I'm working on those forms. I will have them ready for your signature for next meeting
okay,
for the board's review prior.
okay.
All
All right, that sounds good. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you. And next is building department.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees. I have the report in the binders for you. We conducted 3 plans reviews, issued 3 new permits, 4 certificates of occupancy, 3 fire inspections, investigated 9 complaints. We did 4 property searches, 3 FOIL requests, and 8 construction inspections. In addition, we closed out 35 of the open items that were still existing that were expired as of 2024. And then total open permits as of now are 71 that will expire this year. In addition, we, not on here, we responded to or assisted the fire department with 2 calls or were referred 2 items from the fire department. And also an update, the Promenade Fishkill Assisted Living Project received its extension of site plan approval from the planning board at the meeting last week. And they were, in fact, issued a building permit effective today. So they are back online and in service. Only condition change noted to their plans was that we required that they provide to us a signed agreement with a dedicated ambulance provider before the issuance of a certificate of occupancy. They provided us with a draft agreement, but the planning board chose to require that they have to give us a signed agreement before we issue them a CO. So that will.
What are they contracting with?
I believe it's going to be ambulance. That's
Okay.
who the draft agreement is with currently.
Okay.
So that's who they've done it with so far.
Mhm.
In addition, I do have one item that did not make the agenda because it did come in late. I have a request from the Fishkill United Methodist Church at 38 Broad Street. They put in a building permit application to replace their roof. And because of when we did our fee changes, we didn't take into account non-for-profits.
Mhm.
So they fall under the commercial regulations. So I'm going to come back at the next meeting with some recommendations for not-for-profit organizations. But they have a request for either a waiver or a reduction.
Mhm.
Currently, it's $1,000 for a commercial building permit. Previously, for these types of work that they're asking to have done, we had charged $100. So I'm making a recommendation that we reduce the fee in this case for the Fishkill United Methodist Church at 38 Broad Street to $100 for their building permit for their roof repairs. And I'm asking if the board would consider that waiver request and issue an approval for that so I can issue their permit tomorrow.
Okay, so, this would just be a one-time
Time, and then I'll come back for
with the proposal
proposal.
going forward.
Correct.
I have to recuse myself since
That's
it's not
fine.
my church.
Does anybody else need to know, right? I'm fine with that. Would someone like to make a motion or discussion?
Motion would be good.
I'd like to make a motion that we waive the $1,000 commercial rate fee and reduce it to $100 for the Fishkill United Methodist Church.
Okay, motion made.
Second?
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. With one recusal. Okay, thank you so much.
Any questions on my report?
Are we? The,
I mean, they are contracting with the city of Beacon. They're contracting a little bit with the county. I don't know.
I didn't
That,
think they were around that much anymore, but if that's what's happening, then I guess.
yeah,
So the only thing I'll say is I know that they have a relationship with them at other properties that they operate. And I don't know if we can compel them differently. I think that might be a question for council.
I
But
don't even think that's necessary, because I wasn't aware that they were working in Beacon and that.
yeah, they do have a presence. I've actually seen them in the village.
yeah.
Where else are they? I know Beacon. but-
I know this county awarded 66% of the contract for the county ambulance to our provider, but the rest of it went to ambulance.
Okay.
So maybe that's why they're also.
Ever been
thinking
an
like-
instance where, like, is there any provision should ambulance not be able to get there? Have they ever encountered that scenario?
You know, that question didn't come up. I certainly could ask that and report back on that.
With the backup plan?
Well, I'm assuming it would be mutual aid through right, through 911. So
Probably,
if
yeah.
it doesn't show up, the call would be made through the county
Okay.
and an ambulance would show up.
Right. Whoever was available.
Thanks, Nick.
Okay.
And thank you too for getting that project
Yeah, I
back.
think that was a good.
No, I mean, it was definitely a team effort. All of our
Yeah.
professionals, the planning board and also our fire department
That-
was there through the walkthroughs as well.
Definitely.
So
Thank you, everyone that was involved, because this is something that we really need in our area.
absolutely.
The assisted living for seniors. So we really want to see the project move along correctly.
Hopefully, we're on the right path again. So
Thank you.
thank you.
While you're up there,
Yes.
can you look into who owns the property behind the Wells Fargo parking lot? We need some of those trees taken down.
Directly behind us where the tree just came down. Sure.
There are a bunch of dead trees, and that's just gonna happen again on a heavy, windy.
Yeah.
rainy day.
A tree came down the other night when it was very windy. And apparently
Parking
that's
lot,
been
yeah.
a bit of a gray area as to ownership, but I know Paulie and the guys took care of
Yeah,
it, so
thank you, Paul.
thank you.
Absolutely. We'll find that
I
out.
got the
and-
picture and I was like, wow, I didn't realize it was that windy. It was
was.
pretty windy, yeah.
Paul responded to me on a Saturday night
Yes,
saying I'll take care of it on
Yeah.
Sunday, so thank you.
and they did, they took, yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thanks, Nick.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Okay, next on the list is fire.
Report for February 2025, number of alarms for the month were 17, for the fiscal year, we're at 265. For the calendar year, we're at 45. Alarms for the month consisted of one medical assist, one gas leak, one fuel boiler malfunction, one smoke or odor removal, 3 building fires, 2 dispatch and canceled en route, 7 automatic fire alarms, and 1 hazardous condition. Mutual aid alarms were number of 5. Twice we were canceled and 3 were structural fires. And all of our equipment is in service. I would like to say that there was a call on March 2nd. It was an EMS call for one of our members who was in cardiac arrest. It was a collaborated effort between the fire department, police department, and EMS crew. And we were able to save that person's life and bring him before he was even out of his house. So it was
That's amazing.
It was a little bit of luck, but a lot of effort. And,
Thank you so much.
good team effort.
Yes, thank you.
And how fast was the EMS response?
I don't have the times. I know we were there first. Police.
Were you satisfied with them getting there and doing what they needed to do?
Well, the result was a positive result.
Yeah.
Sure,
So,
but that could have been because of you and your team, not necessarily EMS. I'm just curious as to how much of an effect they had.
Well, they definitely had an effect, you know, between us and the police were there right after we were, and EMS was third, so. But
We're very lucky.
Yeah.
we were.
nice
So
work.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, everyone.
Do we want to talk about the pumper while Brandon's voice is nice and warmed up?
That's up to you, Mayor.
Yeah. let's
Sure.
do it.
Yeah,
Jason is here.
drove all the way
Sir.
from Albany, so.
Did you guys get to look at, I know you were kind of on board with the contract last meeting, but
Yes,
I just wanted a few items
right.
more defined.
Would you like to come up to the podium just in case there's some questions? Thank you.
Thanks for having me down.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Again, my name is Jason Harrison. I represent Marion Body Works, a specialty vehicle manufacturer out of Wisconsin, and my company is called Uncle Sam Fire Apparatus, and I'm out of Pittstown, New York, little town east of Troy. So, been working with the department here since 2023 on spec and apparatus. So,
Thanks for coming out.
yeah, my pleasure.
You guys have any further questions in regards? I mean, I'm okay with this. I just wanted you guys to see the breakdown.
Yeah, we've talked about this at a few meetings.
And if there was any concern, Jason's your guy to ask.
So the cost, just to go over it again.
Yeah, it's significant.
Yeah, it is. And we're a small village, so this is a
Yeah.
big number for us. We have to pay for the chassis cost when it's delivered, correct?
Well, what I did is typical contracting with us is you always give the discount of paying for the chassis its arrival at the factory. And we're not charging you to use Marion's money to have the final balance at the end here when the truck is delivered.
Mhm.
And in the past, before COVID and before we had these manufacturing backups where we have this backlog, it was a pretty simple number. We would have a chassis come in about 6 months. The build time would be 12 months. And there would be interest charged on about $250,000. You know, the chassis are significantly more. You can see that here now. And we could kind of hone that in. It was around $2,000. You know, it was basically what was the interest on that money for, you know, a municipality to use, you know, Marion's money, so to speak, to carry it until the truck was delivered. In this case, typically, I always try and give the discount up front. It always helps the bottom line number. And again, we're still a little unsure on some of the delivery times of the chassis. Right now, Spartan's quoting 14 to 16 months for chassis delivery. And we're looking at a 3-year build time. We don't want the chassis at the plant too soon because we don't want it to sit there. We want it closer to the build time. So we're probably still looking at what could potentially be a cost to hold on to that chassis money for a year's time. And it's really, you know, comes down to what you guys want to do. It's something we can work out as we get closer to when that chassis would be delivered and look at what those numbers would be. And again, what you're comfortable doing in your procurement process. I mean, Marion would like it to be paid for when it gets there. It's just better for all parties typically, but if it's got to be held, we can work it out. We can work it out. I don't want to have to charge you guys any additional cost here. That's my
thank you.
goal. But I know, like, I'm not sure where your guys are procuring your funds from, if it's a bond. And again, it's us forecasting to you when that chassis time would be there. And then when it makes it to the plant, it's usually like 30 days,
Right.
and then, a wire transfer out. And again, we try and have a lot of communication, no surprises, and be upfront with you guys and say, this is what we're anticipating. And are you guys ready to maybe transfer those funds or have them available to pay for the chassis when it gets there? So, and then again, the rest of the truck balance would be due once it's delivered here to the station, once accepted by the chief and his department, his crew at the department. That's it, meets, their satisfaction. And then again, trucks left and then wire transfer, and that's it. How it would happen. So
So we're looking at the earliest 14 to 16. for
probably on the
first
chassis.
payments.
Yeah.
14 to 16 chassis being delivered potentially 30 days post that still given to us.
2 months.
Mhm.
Months. Yeah. Crazy.
With like luck on our side, right?
Um,
Because,
Behind our backs.
yeah.
Well, and again, locking into a contract with us again, and the unfortunate part is, so there's two parts to this. There's the Marion side of it, and we use a Spartan chassis, which I'm not sure if that's the department's used a custom builder for years. The Spartan chassis, the end user for the truck, builds the custom cab. They used to give us longer time on, pricing. They give us a price extension, 60, 90 days. We were working with customers. They do it every 30 days now, just because the world we live in.
Yeah.
They're in the manufacturing business, tires, batteries, windows for vehicles, all that stuff. We're not anticipating any tariff concerns. I checked with our plant last week in regards to that. And again, locking in with a contract with us now, locks you into the chassis price, and Marion's price is locked in too. So
Okay.
For Spartan located.
Charlotte, Michigan. Yep. We actually build the raw cab for Spartan. We're partners with Spartan, but then the final assembly of the chassis is done in Michigan, comes back down to Wisconsin to our place, and we do the.
So it's all
custom
American, like
Yeah, it is.
that's why there's. no
100% union built.
tariff. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Just repeat for me one more time. So
Yes.
against, let's say 14 to 16 months, they receive the chassis.
Yep.
How long from there before they get a new truck delivered?
We're looking at a 3-year build time. So again, your time fence starts from today. If we sign today, I get this into the plant tonight. My contract administration contacts me tomorrow, and it just starts the wheels in motion. If it becomes an order, they accept the order. You guys sign the contract, they countersign it, send it back to you, and it just starts the time fence. And then we'll start generating specifications. We'll get ready to do a pre-construction with the department, and we're gonna meet and we're gonna go through this whole thing from top to bottom. And then the faster the department finishes the pre-construction process, the faster it kind of makes it into the production schedule. So to speak. So it's really, a lot of it's up to starting tonight, then with the department, and then us getting our stuff together to get it back in. And we've been working on this, together for quite a long time. The guys don't, but it's a matter of making sure everything is fine tuned.
Yeah, I mean, we started talking about this last year, so.
So,
You're looking at maybe late 27, early 28.
Mhm.
That 3-year build
Yeah.
time includes the chassis delivery.
Yes.
That's inclusive
Yeah.
of everything. So
Correct.
to that's 3
Yep.
years. Okay.
So it's almost like we have to pay about halfway through and then again at the end.
Yeah,
But, okay.
Jason,
yes,
can you just inform the board about pre-COVID build times and post-COVID build times?
yeah, pre-COVID build times, we were, able to deliver a truck in 320 to 340 days. There wasn't the backlog that we've seen. COVID shortages affected the process. And then post-COVID here, there's been kind of a bit of I wouldn't call it panic purchasing by some other municipalities across the country because of the new emission standards that are coming, that are here. Again, another standard, another cost. So people have purchased more vehicles up front. Like our backlog is healthy. This truck isn't going to be slow to be built because we can't get stuff, but there's a healthy backlog and there's a lot of orders, and it's taking time to get some of these out the door. So it's COVID changed a lot, and then the emissions has been a huge thing. A lot of people buying 2 or 3 trucks. If you can imagine that, 2 or 3 trucks at a time. So, yeah. I don't know, that's sure if that answers the question, Chief.
Yeah, that's just the dilemma that we're in, Our last engine was a 2019. We were at 610,000 for that engine. We waited 365 days for a delivery time. And now we're looking at the cab and chassis is roughly the same exact cost, just the cab and chassis now.
Right.
So the build times have significantly increased and the cost is just more than doubled. It's kind of been you know, what we've been faced with,
Yeah,
so.
We're all unfortunately paying for some of the changes and from the EPA changes and then the 2027 emissions. You know, we're paying for the engineering, we're all paying for those costs. And that's not a shot at any particular administration. These things were set in place years ago, sometimes 10, 12 years ago. You know, these things were set in place to meet these benchmarks. And you guys unfortunately are going to probably hit that 2027. We're going to try and see if we can get a 2024 emission motor, which would be a savings to the village. But it really depends on if they've cut that line off or not. And so we had a shot at one last year, but we've kind of pushed this down the road a little bit. I'm not sure if that's gonna be possible, but I will do everything possible. If we can find a way to save you guys any money, we'll definitely, see what we can do,
thank you. We
So-
appreciate that.
I get it. I come from a small town and a small budget, and these changes are significant, and
Yeah,
they require scrutiny. And again, we're here to answer any questions that you have
Thank
about any
you.
part of the vehicle, so.
So your cost, your price, the 1.5 says excluding all federal, state, local taxes.
Right.
Nothing's gonna show up?
Nope. No, I actually, if you can contract tonight, I do have a form that just says that you guys are, tax exempt and all that stuff. And
right.
And then
Yeah.
for number 2, where it just says that if any of the NFPA standards change, the cost would be, you'd have to bear the cost. Are we
not anticipating,
any-
not anticipating any.
look into your
NFPA
crystal
impact. Yeah,
ball?
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not anticipating anything there.
Pretty good warranty, so it looks like. Okay. Is there any more discussion? Any more questions? Mhm. Is everybody ready to vote on this?
Yes.
Okay, so at this point, I will entertain a motion for the purchase of one custom pumper from Uncle Sam Fire Apparatus.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any more discussion? All in favor? Aye.
The only thing I would like you to note, if you could just note in your minutes that your contracting is gonna be with Marion Body Works directly. Myself,
Okay.
as Uncle Sam is the dealer, I'm just the facilitator and the dealer for the product line, but your contract is with Marion Body Works directly. And all
Okay,
payments
Marion
would- and
Body
all-
Works.
And all payments would be made directly to Marion Body Works.
Okay, and actually, we should probably put the total in as well for $1,528,703.
Greg, we don't need to revote, right? They can just change the name. Okay.
Thank you so much.
No, well, thank you. Appreciate the,
Coming out.
no, it's great.
Thanks for
And,
coming in.
I'm not sure who can sign that contract tonight. Let me take care of it. Or, you want to do that? You can get
I
through your
mean, I'll
business?
do it now if you wanna
Yeah.
head back. He traveled to get here, so I don't mind.
I'm here for you guys, whatever.
Yeah, I don't wanna, no, that's okay. I don't wanna hold you up. I don't think anybody will mind.
Okay.
I promise we'll be fast.
I need somebody to fill this federal with the tax.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna have the village clerk do that.
Send it back to me.
Absolutely. She'll do that tomorrow.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for all your help through this process. Four.
Okay, we're gonna put that countersign at the factory and then we'll zip that back to you. You guys want a copy of it.
Okay,
And, just need a copy of that. Zach's got my information. Get that back to me.
Yes, sir. No problem. I'll send it over to the.
Thank you.
thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
trusting us. And again, if you ever need anything from me, Nick knows how to get a hold of me. I'm happy to come down and.
Okay, and we'll have our village clerk get that right back to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Okay. All right, and your justice report is in your binder, if you want to take a look at that quickly. Okay. And the next one on the list is police.
Summary of activity for the police department for the month of February of 2025 consisted of the following. There were 3 arrests made, 21 service calls handled, 62 complaints or incidents investigated. Officers issued 32 traffic summonses, handled 22 automobile accidents, and conducted foot patrol for 8 hours over the course of 12 different occasions. For items of note, there were none. However, I do want to point out that St. Mary's in the town of Fishkill, St. Mary's School has resurrected their 5K run and fun run. That was a regular event prior to COVID. It's scheduled for May 3rd from 9 a.m. to noon. It minimally impacts the village. The race itself, the 5K, only would touch Leicester Place, Wood Place, and about 200 yards of Route 52 from the Nazarene Church to Leicester. In the past, the village police have provided 2 officers to assist with traffic control. We have conducted one preliminary meeting with St. Mary's, the town of Fishkill, who is the lead on it, the town police, the New York State Police. And we've already informed, should the village approve the participation in the village areas, that St. Mary's must include the Village of Fishkill and the Village of Fishkill Police on their certificate of insurance for the event, which would be kept by the town of Fishkill Building Department, since they're the one who issues the permit.
Okay,
So if the board is so inclined, in the past, they have approved the village police participating and assisting in this event.
yes, this is a resurrected event, and I'm happy to see it come back. It's really a great event for the community and also for the students and people who just want to run a race. I've volunteered in it in the past, and a lot of the community members would just come out on their porches and kind of cheer everybody on. It's really, really a nice event. So I know they're looking for volunteers too. So if you're so inclined, you could always reach out to the school. I'm sure they'd be happy for any help they can get. But like I said, I am happy to see this event come back, and it really is very minimal in the village. I would entertain a motion to allow our police officers to participate in that event.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Glenn. Thanks for going to that meeting and taking care of that for us.
No problem, and I just want to make notes that popped in my head. I was contacted by a board member from Fishkill Little League. The Little League Parade is April 5th,
Yes,
8 a.m. at Breaker Hot School. They would like, if the village was interested in participating in the brief parade between
yes.
Breaker Hot to the Little League complex at Shepherd, and also if the fire department was available to participate.
Okay. Yes, the fire department is available to participate. And yes, we will participate. We have in the past, and it's always fun. And I know Fred has stopped into the village hall several times to remind us. And Fred Cantor, who is one of the guys in charge of Fishkill Little League. So we always like to support Little League, but we'll send out a reminder maybe to the board, and just so we make sure we all and it's quick. It's a quick parade. It's a quick ceremony. So and it's a lot of fun. So
Mayor,
Okay.
is there any application fees for St. Mary's that should be considered? Or no?
no, I don't
No,
believe
it's
so.
Just a form they fill out?
Not even for us.
Not even for us.
Yeah, just the insurance.
Insurance
Right,
fees.
the event itself is basically within the town of Fishkill.
Got it.
Right.
Oh.
And then we just kind of absorb the cost of the,
Yeah.
as our, yeah, okay. Let's see, water and sewer. Oh, how you doing? Okay,
So, water main break repair on William Street. It was a service salve for 16 William Street that we replaced.
okay,
The SOC samples at the well field. It's part of our regular annual samples that we do. Disassembled all our air lifts, then our sand filters. We had a little issue with grease from one of the pump stations. So had a problem with our sand filters that we had to do that.
parking lot back here on Gibbons Lane. We got followed with a bunch of posts up around.
Mm-hmm.
So we rewired those to accept LED fixtures now, so all of those have been changed to LED. The Business Association banners have been put back up on Main Street. And we've started to, the plant doesn't smell, but we're taking steps to, the warm weather coming.
Uh-huh.
We're starting to do some stuff at the sewer plant to try to keep on top of everything.
Thank
Set
you.
up to pump magnesium hydroxide.
Okay.
The pumps aren't there yet, so we're using hydrated one, so we get,
This seems to happen around Easter.
it's getting warm.
Yes.
And the water temperature changes too, and we have to make changes.
Okay, so we'll do what we gotta do to mitigate
So
the
we're doing
smell.
our best.
Yes.
To keep on top of it before it becomes an issue.
Okay, keep us posted on that.
Yeah, this Thursday, we're getting a delivery of the magnesium.
Great.
Hydroxide. We're gonna set up temporary pumps.
Awesome.
Have them permanent, so.
Sounds
I
good.
anticipate any issues. Welcome to the village signs. We got those ordered.
Thank you.
So,
What was the turnaround time on those, do you know?
Five times?
he was working on them this morning when I talked to him.
Oh, okay.
Actually, because he's like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything until I get you one and a half.
Oh.
And I called him this morning, he was already doing it, so.
Uh-huh.
And those, they're gonna be similar to everything that they say?
Yeah, I sent a picture out, it's the same.
Exactly the
design.
same.
It's, a composite center with aluminum.
Right.
That's probably for the
Right.
So,
Right,
so it'll look the same, it'll just hopefully
Last long?
last longer.
Um, Up by CVS, that one obviously is gone, so we ordered posts and hardware for that one, the other ones we should be able to reuse. That's the plan. Oh, also on my monthly numbers
Mhm.
for sewer, now that we're on our new permit, we're required to sample twice a month.
Mhm.
Or at least, so for our CBOD and TSS, fecal coliform pneumonia, we're all required, 2 samples a month that get sent out to the lab, so now I'm gonna be 2 sets on here.
Okay, instead, all right,
That's just part of it.
okay. Great,
So,
thank you. Okay, water and sewer, clerk and treasurer.
Good evening, everyone. So there is a copy of my monthly treasurer report for February 2025 in your binder. And also the tentative budget for 25-26 has been filed with the clerk. We are still waiting on our final gap payment number for June of 2025. So there will be some adjustments. I will be emailing by March 31st, whatever changes may happen by then to the tentative budget, along with all supporting documentation and hopefully our gap pilot payment amount.
Okay.
And you'll see later on the agenda, we do have resolutions to schedule the public hearings for the next meeting on April 7th for the tax cap and the budget review.
Question regarding revenue for the proposed budget. What is the payment in lieu of taxes from?
That's for the gap.
That is our gap.
Oh, that's our gap.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's good.
That is, the pilot payment for
Yep,
the gap.
okay.
And yeah, that number we haven't gotten yet, so,
We don't have the official number. No, the number that's there was the number from last year.
I got it.
right, it generally goes up a little bit each year, so that's what we're hoping.
And are we under the cap?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's, we did come in under the 2% tax cap, but we wanted to, later on in the meeting here, we wanted to schedule a public hearing to go over it, just in the event that we
Right.
had to, just to be on the safe side. But, we did come in under cap. We also, are reflecting a, tax decrease. So, this is, and one thing I did want to bring to the board's attention and just remind everybody about is when we did have that big increase in ambulance that we had last year used the ARPA money for that. This year, we don't have, that was the COVID money. We don't have that money anymore. So just so you know, we had to, yeah, take that into consideration when we did the budget.
What is unallocated insurance?
That is like our overall insurance for the village, like our NYMER, workers, and yeah, actually the NYMER, you'll have the, hold on, here if you wanna. So NYMER policies is general liability, property, equipment, auto, public officials, law enforcement, umbrella. And this is from our insurance. And they projected a 10% increase. I believe that's a good estimate, considering an estimated 9% increase in property values. You want to pass that?
Are we getting the spreadsheets and stuff sent to us again, like last year, or?
Yes, you're gonna get a memo and all supporting docs by March
Okay.
31st.
Yeah, we just had to have the tentative,
No.
yeah, like filed. So let's see, where did I leave off?
And
Okay, so is everybody, so you have time to review and if there's any questions, you'll have time to get them answered. So then the next item is planning and zoning.
or ambulance.
Ambulance,
Yeah,
yes, ambulance.
reports in your binder,
Okay,
as always. Work in progress.
yeah, it is. There was just another meeting scheduled, one of the joint meetings with the municipalities regarding EMS. I'm pretty sure it's next week. They're getting together the southern tier. I had reported back to the board on that. The first meeting we had was the beginning of January. So they had just started with the county helping out. But we do have another meeting scheduled, so I can report back on that at the next meeting. But we've been, so far so good.
What do you expect from the next meeting?
Just, more data, honestly, see, interest in seeing, where they are in the county and like, is it really benefiting us and,
Mayor,
yes.
I have one thing to let you guys know about the ambulance and look into your contract. They are charging people $500 to sign off to not be taken to the hospital now. So if residents start complaining, that is a thing. And they even charge firemen to be checked out at fires $500. They did waive it, but they are doing that and it is a thing.
I'm sorry, at their homes, they're asking residents to sign something
If you
or
don't.
pay
if-
$500?
If you call for an ambulance
Yeah.
and you don't want to be taken, you sign an RMA on their tablet.
saying you refuse to be taken.
Yep, they're sending a $500 bill. For that.
For
sign-off.
what reason?
Just to
For
show
them
up at their
showing
door?
up?
Just to show up, check them out and sign off, it's $500.
And how long has this been going on?
We just figured it out.
Found out.
I'll bring that up at my, county meeting.
Well, I'll
But
reach out, I'll
you
reach out
should-
to them.
yeah, okay.
But even a fireman, if we have a house fire and fireman wants to get his blood pressure taken and he signs a tablet, they are going to mail a $500 bill to us.
Yeah, we'll have to.
You've
we'll-
seen this bill? Somebody's brought this to your
Yeah.
attention? Can you get a copy of it for me?
I should try to get it back, yep.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll look into that. That doesn't seem right.
Sir, so, I'm sorry. So if you refuse, if you're not gonna go, they charge you $500 to show up. If they take you to the hospital, what happens then?
even more.
So they're charging you 1,000,
More zeros.
5 to get to you, 5 to go back?
Well, it'd probably be,
No,
they probably bill your insurance at
Right.
that point, I'm assuming,
There
right?
might be a refusal to go, maybe a refusal to transport
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
penalty.
but I didn't
That's
think
kind
they
of a
could,
deep.
I didn't think they
thing.
could, well, I guess if we refuse
This
to
is
go.
new,
Yeah.
there's never been a refusal price. I've never
Yeah.
seen it before. I've never heard of a citizen talking
Right.
about it.
Yeah, that's crazy. All
But
right, let's look into
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Okay, thank
Thanks,
you.
Danny.
All right, Hans, what do you have for planning and zoning?
On April 29th, the two sessions for county training up at Home and Garden Center. The first session would be ZBA overviews. And the second session would be short-term rentals. Put on by New York's Department of State people. And just to kind of about the promenade ambulance thing. At the very beginning of the project, many years ago, the ambulance service was whatever. And it was brought up that we're not going to take the village's ambulance corps to transport one of their patients to the doctor's office to visit somebody or do this or something to that effect. That's what we decided, that they had to have their own ambulance service. Whoever they wanted, we could care.
Mm-hmm,
But their ambulance service on site to take them to whatever, or if an emergency came up. And if their ambulance was tied up, say, transporting one of their people for whatever reason. And another situation arose, then 911 would be called in our ambulance service. Would be dispatched under a normal situation.
mm-hmm,
That's what Promenade's home ambulance thing was.
mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
And for the first time in over 2 years, we sent 3 applications to the ZBA. So. Saying we've done something right. If you send your applications to the ZBA, that means you've got problems with your zoning codes and things like that.
Hmm.
So. This is a lot for the village.
Yeah,
We're doing it right. That's all I have.
thank you. Okay. So we did the contract. What, the next thing would be the MS4 report. Do you have that, Paul? No? Do we have that in the binder? Oh, it's in the binder. Okay. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, this is the annual MS4 report. Right, and we have Mark McHugh is our coordinator now for this, right?
Yeah.
And how many times a year do we have to do this? Do you know? Okay,
He just went out with Larry, they went through all the outfalls and.
yep,
But part of also Mark keeps track of. like every catch basin that we do.
This is for stormwater management,
Yeah.
right?
So all the inspections and repairs that we do for the whole year,
Hmm,
he does it throughout the year. Larry helps him put everything together.
right, yeah. And so this is just basically showing us like we're in compliance with everything. I know all the municipalities have to do this now.
Yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape, actually.
Hmm,
Even now, Mark said that we're putting everything on GIS. Well, we have some of it, but we've got a lot.
yeah, that's great,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Diamond Map?
Diamond Map
Yeah.
is the new one that we have. And
Mhm.
it's great because we could never use our phone to do it. We had to use, it's like a big,
Like a tablet thing or
Hard to set
something,
up.
yeah,
so now with Diamond Map, we can do it on our phone. So
That's
if we're out looking
great.
at Something you can pull out, add pictures to the map. It's
that's
actually-
wonderful.
It's really nice, yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? Questions on MS4? Okay, this doesn't require a signature. This was just for our review,
Yeah.
just to know that we submitted it on time and everything. So, okay, thank you for that. Thank you, Mark, for doing that for us. Let's see, okay. So as part of our budget, these are the adjusted base proportions. We do not prepare these, the town assessor prepares these for us. And we couldn't move forward with our budget until we got them, so that was, held us up for a little bit. But we do have them, and what we need to do is we, as the village, have to adopt our adjusted base proportions for the 2024 assessment roll, which is what is used to calculate our tax rate. And what this is the, it shows the movement between the two different classes of property. If you look at like column R and let's see. Those are your adjusted base proportions, and under column O, the current base proportions. So on column O, it shows under homestead 23.23, and then non-homestead is 76.76. So what we are saying, based on the movement from the 1 year, the 2023 assessment roll to the 24 assessment roll, that there was a slight movement in the classifications or the growth in the different sects of property classifications. Homestead being residential, non-homestead being commercial. So you can see it was very slight, like last year, the current base proportion was 23.23, the adjusted base proportion is 23.17. So it's very similar, but there's just slight shifts over the course of a year. And all this sheet shows you too, it shows you like the physical changes, that would be any new construction. So. But we have to vote to certify these base proportions for our tax rate.
Non-homestead decreased a little bit,
Let's see, adjusted.
0.94.
So the adjusted ones are R, that's the one you want. And so O was 76.76 under the current. So it went up just a hair, the non-homestead. To 76.82. From 76.76.
And what
Homestead went down.
Yeah, so this is like, okay. This is. Yeah, yep, so the non-homestead went down a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this goes through the whole thing of, it adds in the special franchise and then, takes it out. But this just shows the slight change from year to year, and these are the numbers that we have to certify in order to calculate our tax rate for the village. And again, this was compiled by the town assessor because we are not an assessing unit, the village. The town does our assessing for us. So I will entertain a motion to adopt the base allocations for the village of Fishkill.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so there's the next two items on the agenda, the cannabis dispensary, we had tabled that at the last meeting. And then also we have this proposed zoning change for 18 Church Street that we tabled as well, because we were waiting to hear back from Sarah Brown. We did hear back from Sarah, but she's been sick recently. So, it was late Friday night. I think it's in your binder, the memo that she did send. But I think what we should do is maybe table this. Oh, it's not in here, the cannabis says.
No, it was in the. Yeah,
Yeah, for 18 Church.
Oh, is it in
18
there?
Church?
It's on this Hanover. Okay, I'm
Not
sorry.
on the cannabis.
Yes.
Do you have remarks?
Okay, so I was thinking maybe we should have Sarah come to the next meeting and speak on both of these. Because yeah, we didn't have a lot of time to look at the 18 Church Street.
Yeah, I get on the cannabis. Well, I made some changes to the proposed draft of the law. I don't know if the board has some changes, but you should have them in the binder.
Okay, I think we do.
Like the board at the last board meeting delivered their comments related to the draft of the cannabis law. And they had three comments, which was that the memorandum is attached to my letter. And I implemented two of the three comments. But the question I don't know the answer to, and I'm gonna ask the board this question, is do you want to change the zoning districts where these dispensaries would be allowed? Because planning board recommended that the dispensaries be allowed in all commercial zoning districts. And I don't-
That's not what we had discussed. No, that's not what we had discussed.
So, the draft of the law that you have in front of you is only PI district.
Right,
Which one?
that's what we had discussed,
So I'll
yes.
leave it that way.
Okay, I mean, right,
that's what.
everyone?
That's what I thought we had.
Yeah.
determined.
But good.
Well,
For number 3, the local law shall provide clarification on whether the separation distance extends across municipal boundaries. Where is that? You said you addressed it. Can you just?
yeah, I don't believe you got my letter in March 20th, but
That's on, yeah, that's what we got.
Yeah.
that change. You look at page.
1
4,
3 amendment to attend. Page 4.
It's one local law
Okay.
on
And then,
page 4, part plan and whole. You look at
Page 4,
Page 4, part N.
oh, N and O, okay,
Letter N and the letter O.
yep.
The last sentence in the letter N,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just read the wording. Any cannabis use which has previously obtained all planning board approvals and village boards, and that's the O. The separation distances for cannabis dispensaries provided for herein shall extend across municipal boundaries that are adjacent to the village of Fishkill. So I think that answers
That's
your-
what we wanted, Jim.
Okay,
Okay.
and then we don't have to grandfather. If we don't, they have to be in compliance.
Well, I think they probably do have to grandfather those uses that have already been approved.
Okay,
I think that's just the law.
okay.
They already have all their approvals.
Well, there are, you said about 60%? Approximately, I'm not gonna, but.
But that's been over a
60%.
long period of time.
They
Right?
wouldn't have to go back to the planning board to start over.
Mm-hmm.
And probably there's only one.
Right.
Just one.
Yeah, it's just one, and this has been going on for quite some time, so.
I think they should be. Leave it.
Right, if they follow through. Yeah.
Okay, the last interaction we had with them was when they almost burned the building down, so.
So if they don't, and it's, I guess, over here, right, after the building permit, then they would have to be, which means it
And you could
doesn't,
say that, I think you could say that if that ceased to be in operation, then it could not be one correct again, right? No.
Right.
They'd have to go to, it'd have to be only in the PI.
Mhm.
okay,
Okay,
My only other thing is with the language under, 3B, number 2,
3B.
page 4.
okay, hang on
Number
one sec.
Number
Page
3, number 2
3.
says within 500 feet of any public youth facility. Should that be public? It's public or private, any youth facility, isn't it? Because that was a clarification I had gotten when I had called. It's public or private. Preschool, nursery, elementary, or secondary. It's their definition, public or private. So in this here says public.
Well, I will change that to public or private.
Okay,
Thank you.
that sounds good. All right, I see what you're saying, yes. Okay,
I'll change that. to-
okay. So are we good with the cannabis? We're pretty good with, but we'll wait till the next meeting to have the corrections made. And, but I think the, maybe we'll ask Sarah to come in
Sure.
regarding the, if she's feeling better.
Are there
You want-
any other applications before us?
We have a moratorium currently.
We still have that on, right?
Yes,
All
right.
How far into that
Yeah.
are we?
Probably about 3 months.
About
Yeah, I was
halfway
gonna
through?
say 3 months approximately.
Keep going.
Yeah. Okay,
Once the board is ready to set a public hearing.
so,
For the cannabis?
yeah, are you ready for that, guys?
Oh, it's.
I'm ready.
Okay.
They're setting the,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get that going. So I'll entertain a motion to set a public hearing for the cannabis dispensary local law.
So moved.
Second,
Any discussion? Should it be the next meeting?
No.
We need a month? Okay. So how about? Let's see, we're meeting, this is not the right.
May 6th. Is that right?
in April, right?
May 5th?
Right, that would be the first Monday.
Okay, so we'll set the public hearing
The date's wrong.
for May 5th.
Tuesday, but
Who wanted it to be Tuesday?
it does say Monday, so I would go with the
The
5th.
5th,
Yeah.
I have the wrong,
That's fine. Tuesday. Oh, maybe that's why.
yeah, I think that might be the reason. So, yeah, okay, so we had a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. So we'll do that public hearing. We'll ask Sarah to come in and talk to us some more about the property on Church Street. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the resolution to schedule a public hearing on April 7th, 2025 for the New York State tax cap, just in the event that we would have to exceed it, which we don't think we have to, but we need to set a public hearing for that.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then also we're gonna need a resolution to schedule a public hearing on April 7th, 2025 for our tentative budget.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay, so we have the two public hearings scheduled for April 7th. And that is all I have. Does any?
Don't have anything.
Did we get the water notices out? I saw about the rate increase.
Mhm.
Were we gonna mail them?
Yeah, I think with the next bill, there was gonna be a notification in the bill.
Wasn't that when the rate increase was going up? Effective the next bill?
Yeah. Is there time to do a mailing?
But
Yeah, we'll
I
have to
guess I
check with Jenny.
misunderstood. I thought that's what we had talked about, informing people before their bill came.
Right,
And
we
it
were
is
gonna
on the website.
Right, it is on the
now.
website,
It is on the
correct?
website.
All right.
Maybe an email alert through
Okay, we-
about that
yes.
notification system?
We did, we can do that. And then we can also check with Jenny if there is time, in fact, to get a letter out to the public as well. Okay, but we can definitely do an email and we do have it on the website. Okay, anything else? No, Anthony?
Nope.
You have anything? No? Okay, anybody else? All right,
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
any discussion? On favor?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.